If you're a cyclist, one of the things that you have to watch out for are dooring accidents. Dooring, like when a parked car opens a door and you're on your bike, you can run into the door of the vehicle. And this can lead to very serious injuries for the cyclist. And in most situations, this is going to be the fault of the person that is in the parked vehicle. When you're in a parked car, you've got the responsibility to look around you before you open your door. And if you open your door into a bike lane or any pedestrian areas, another lane of traffic, it's your responsibility if you're putting an object that obstructs a cyclist. So this can be very dangerous for cyclists. It's something that, like, when it happens, often cyclists don't have much time to react. They're at 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, cruising down when a door opens, and they can slam right into it, leading to these very serious injuries. In different states, this is going to be handled a little bit differently, and there can be a comparison of fault. So if the case were to go in front of a jury might say that the person that opened the door was 90% at fault, but they might also say the cyclist was 10% at fault. Let's say that this happened in an area where it wasn't a designated biking area, and the jury thinks that the cyclist should have been a little more careful. Those are some of the things that a jury would consider. But it's very important as a cyclist, if you've got the ability to do so, to document anything that you can at the time that this happens. Lots of times the injuries are so serious, you might not have the ability to document, and that's okay. That's one of the things that after the fact, people will come in. If EMS comes to the scene, if police come to the scene, if there are witnesses, there are other people that come together that provide documentation for a situation like this. And what we're doing, if a claim is presented, it would be presented against the auto insurance of the driver. Even if it's a parked car, auto insurance is still going to come into play. And in some states, there's automatic money that is available that's associated with auto policies. MedPay, PIP, for example, those are automatic payment coverages that would be available for a cyclist. You're not even getting into the discussion of whether the parked driver was at fault or whether the cyclist was at fault for that money. It's available right away. The cyclist might have their own policy that comes into play that can provide benefits as well. So if there are serious injuries, it's important that the cyclist, that you would go to a medical professional, that you go to a hospital if you need emergency care. If the injuries don't require emergency care, that as soon as possible you get into a primary care doctor so you can start that process, the timeline of documenting your symptoms, documenting your injuries. Because injuries that don't require emergency care, it's still important. We use medical records to go back and fill in the whole scene of what happened with a case. And if we don't have the medical records, we're not able to present a claim to the insurance company. Here's why you might want an attorney in a situation like this. If you've never dealt with different insurance companies, it can be confusing to know where to go, to know what coverages are available, whether it's the parked car, whether it's a policy that the cyclist has. There can be multiple paths for a financial recovery for someone that's involved in a dooring accident, and an attorney can really help.